guys, what's up? It's your boy Lanier here, and recently I used this little guy right here to shoot a real estate video here in Houston. Now, if you guys don't know me, my name's Lanier, and I'm usually talking about usually the Lumix G7 or Lumix S5 cameras, which is the camera you're seeing me shoot this video with right now. But every now and then I do also talk about the DJI Pocket 2, which is one of my favorite cameras. It's just because of the fact that it's so small and light, and it does pretty much pack a punch for what it offers. You can shoot 4K 60 with this camera, which means you can shoot slow motion 4K videos, and that's just fire. Even though most of the time I only shoot with 1080p, this camera is definitely a beast. I think you can even shoot up to 120 frames per second in 1080p. But anyways, I'm showing you guys the footage right now of the house that I shot yesterday and with this camera. And what's crazy is I'm getting a lot of results as far as the real estate agent being very pleased. We put the video on Facebook and it's getting a lot of traction. A lot of people are saying that the video looks professional, it looks very nice. They don't see the difference between when I shot it with this camera or if I would have shot it with my Lumix G7. Now, I probably would have noticed the difference because I'm a filmmaker and creative person and I like professional looking videos. But for the average consumer, when you're trying to make a video that is smooth, it's shot on a gimbal and it's for real estate with a wider angle, this camera did the job for sure. Now, I probably wish the camera was a little wider if I was trying to do real estate videos somewhere closer to 16 millimeters. But I think the equivalent to the field of view on this camera on the DJI Pocket 2 is 20 millimeters, and that's also the equivalent to what I use to vlog with right now. And so I already kind of knew the angles that I wanted to get using this camera. My initial idea when I went to the house was I knew I was going to get a drone shot using my DJI Mini 2, and I knew that those drone shots would match up perfectly with the Pocket 2. And plus, it's just easier to just pull this out the pocket, turn it on, and start getting those gimbal shots. I had my gimbal with me for my Lumix S5, but I was more busy taking pictures with my Lumix S5, and I didn't want to have to go through the hassle of okay, now that I took all the pictures of the house, now let me go back and get a video of each room with this camera on the gimbal. Now, what's crazy is the pictures that came out from my Lumix S5, they look great, but they still don't really seem wide enough to really fully show you the entire room and the depth of the room, which is what the real estate agent said when I took the pictures. He loved the video, but he feels like I need a wider lens for the pictures that I took on my Lumix S5, because I was using a 20 millimeter kit lens. And now that I've done a little experience taking pictures with the Lumix S5, I think that I'm going to probably get a wider lens to be able to shoot real estate videos. But as far as continuously doing videos, this may be something I can use. Now I'm obviously going to use a more professional camera soon, but as far as getting my real estate career, as far as a videographer jumped off or started, I definitely can see this just helping me get there. Another thing that felt cool about using this camera is I didn't get tired. Whenever you're using a camera like the Lumix S5 on a gimbal, you start to get kind of tired because you're all right, this camera isn't really that heavy at first, but when you add the gimbal weight plus the camera weight and now you're leaning over to try to get certain angles and stuff like that, it can feel heavier than what it really is. And over time, you start to feel man, let me put this thing down. With a camera like this, you never get tired. I mean, unless your arms themselves are something that you get tired of using, you pretty much can lean over all kind of counters and get all different type of angles that you probably wouldn't have really got with a big bulkier setup like a Lumix S5 on a gimbal. With this camera, I was able to kind of push through countertops and twist and do all kind of things under the staircase, because they had a nice spiral staircase that I wanted to show off, and it just made it easy. So what I did was I kind of did a hybrid thing. I was taking pictures, and then I will pull my Pocket 2 out of my pocket, do a quick video of the room after I'm done taking pictures of it, and then I moved to the next room and did the same thing. It was easy to just keep going that way versus taking pictures and then stopping, trying to put my camera in the gimbal, balance it, then shoot a video. It just made my workflow way better. I could have brought my handy dandy Lumix G7 with me as maybe the photo camera, and then had the Lumix S5 as the video camera. But once again, sometimes it's overkill, and I don't want someone to think I'm just coming in their house with all this equipment. Also don't want to have a lot of equipment whenever I'm working. It's hard to keep up with everything, especially since right now I'm a one-man team. But yeah, with that said, man, I would definitely say that if you want to get into real estate photography or videography, and you want to be able to get these cool gimbal looking shots and you don't want to use your phone and all that, you want something that's a little bit better, definitely this little pocket camera can definitely do the trick. So if I was you guys, I would invest into it. If you don't have anything better, if you have a Lumix S5, then just go ahead and get you a gimbal and just use your Lumix S5 and don't be lazy like I was. But it just so happened that I had this camera on me, and it's like, why not use it? It's right here in my pocket. It's so easy, super easy. All right, guys. Hope you guys liked that video. Hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions about how I shot the video or who I shot it for, etc., or if you need me to shoot a video, whatever, DM me, send me an email, or leave a comment down below, and I'll respond to you guys as soon as I can. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.